And welcome on in, everybody, to Aurora Esports Season 11, Week 2, the Super Saiyans versus the Styx Ferrymen. I'm one of your casters, War, and joined alongside me is Corey on both cast and production. Corey, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. Just been relaxing most of the day. Get to play some Overwatch for the next few hours, so always a good time.
Yeah, and I think these are I think undisputably two of the top two teams in this group, so far at least, and two very competitive teams. Super Saiyans, Six Ferrymen. I know a lot of the PRs, whether it be the official PR or the Sayari PR or the podcast PR, or I saw a couple other ones thrown in there, and then HV made one. All the PRs have been predicting these teams pretty high. So I think a lot of people interested in the outcome of this match, who will take it home. The Super Saiyans had the first map pick, and they are ending up going to Numbani.
Sorry, I'm just typing real quick.
Oh, I can change. Yes, I can do that.
Um, yeah, bit of an interesting first map, in my opinion. Oh jeez, I've not had much free time lately, so I'm still catching up on everyone's team, and it does not help when there's 24 of them to learn. But I believe the Saiyans picked this map. So I would assume that, I'm not totally sure what Greg plays on tank other than Sigma. I know he was a big Sigma head last season, but they've got to be confident in maybe maybe like the dive, putting lore on a Freya maybe. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. I'm not sure. Are there 7 players on the? There's no way.
So you are on prod? Sorry, they were waiting on us apparently.
Oh yes, I'm ready.
Perfect. Sounds good. Sent it in. Yeah, so we are gonna see some interesting lineups to start off. We're gonna, like you said, have Greg on tank, Pokemon Guy on the DPS. Obviously Altera's out for the Super Saiyans. Tommy Slough's gonna be the replacement to play that tank and support role, maybe even the DPS role. I'm not sure. I know this team has a lot of flexibility as a whole. Oh, oh, wait, oh shoot.
What's that? Just locking in the bands.
Wait, give me a second. Sorry.
Ready for battle.
What's the other one?
Bring
Freya.
Freya,
Oh,
I
okay.
think, right?
My Chungus talking about playing Freya when it's banned. Okay, here we go. At least give us the screen quick.
I might in just a second. I have too much memory on my PC, so I'm deleting a video game real quick.
Oh dang. I'm not sure why it's just showing Brig, but I promise you there are 2 bans.
The production works in mysterious ways.
It does. War is stop playing Overwatch.
Don't worry. The finals has stopped being on my Steam account, so we got this.
Okay. Nice sleep by Tommy Slat onto Nave. And Greg picks up the opening pick onto the enemy Kiriko. The rest of the players from the Ferrymen seem to be falling shortly after. And that's almost a clean teamfight win, but Jumpy Wizard is able to pick up Lore as the sole pick, and they can get out very fast with that Shion bike. And we're back to the drawing board with the fight restarting here.
Challenging Knave on the Winston is definitely a tall task. I know that's one of his top tanks to play. I also do like the Jetpack Cat selection for Jumpy Wizard. When you have such a high SR main support, it's super good to try and get them like on a character that can get active.
Exactly. Speaking of getting active, Devin Huge getting Pokemon Guy right away, but a return by Lore Nave's trying to get a dive into the backland, but Laura's already getting multiple kills. And Nave's going to be stuck in no man's land. Maybe he'll get out, but Greg hot in his heels. The
Yeah.
passive ability of the new tank class is to thank for Nave living that with the regen on jump movement abilities.
Yep. You can see, I mean, there's really nobody to follow Nave in, so it's mostly just can Nave get in successfully. A nice sleep comes in, but Tommy Slat's still going to get taken out. A good trade, though, on the back line. Devin Hughes, highest air player, is going to be dropped down. Greg jumps into the small room, and is actually going to pop the Primal. Great timing on that. Catches Tail Spear and the Muffin Man as well. And now, Nave and Jumpy Wizard both forced back again, but it's really good that they got that Primal out of that room. And also the Rush.
Yeah, a bit of an expensive fight for the Saiyans, Super Saiyans, but oh,
Kidnap.
great catnap by Jumpy Wizard there.
And Tail Spear's gonna go in with the ult to sort of seal this deal up here. Foliage gets caught on the point. TC has to wraith away, and TC and Tommy Slat are just gonna get out of dodge here, trying not to get staggered out, sort of get that far away spawn on the second point. Actually, they might be going for a retouch. I don't think it would be smart to. No, they're just gonna stick down on this angle, and unfortunately, Tommy Slat's gonna die. And that stagger is very, very bad for the side of the Super Saiyans.
Not what you want to see if you're the Super Saiyans. However, you do have a good amount of ults to get back into your... As we say, that Nave popping a Primal in the back line. Looking to get the Shion, but there's just so much mobility. Gets followed up by the Shion from the Ferrymen to get that. And, I don't know.
Tailspire, 2 really big kills there. Definitely helping the team, and it's gonna be a while before Super Saiyans get back. I mean, Foliage still walking back from spawn, got that late spawn on top of the 2 other kills that came in different waves. So this card's gonna be pushed about halfway, but you do have a Nano, and you do have the Shion ult with Lore, so that combination can be very powerful. A Bob to force the point for Devin Hughes as well.
oh my goodness.
Then Bob is going to come out towards the point here. Greg is, again, in very, very deep. Now finally drops down onto the point. Anti comes in. It's going to end up missing. Now Nave drops up onto that high ground. That bubble's going to go wide, forcing him to drop down and forcing him to try and zone out Greg. But Greg does get caught, and unfortunately Lore loses that Shion ult to Tail Spear. And now it's Pokemon Guy and a support. Now just Foliage holding down the fort. Will be able to catch one for their troubles, but I don't think that's going to benefit much.
Yeah, they do get the 1 pick, but losing that Shion ult is pretty big. You will have Curie ult to come back here, but it'll be matched by Muffin Man. And again, another catnap on the horizon with a lot of space where you can pull someone off the map. So it'll be cool to see when they use that. But Greg's already dead. A little bit too ambitious.
The difficult thing for Greg here is he's having a lot of trouble kind of contesting this point. I mean, like, it's really hard for you to get on Jumpy Wizard and the Muffin Man. They're just like difficult dive targets to sort of isolate. TC falls as well. This is really not the best start for the Super Saiyans. They keep losing member after member. Nice anti from Tommy Slat. You're gonna have the Nano online, but I don't think you're gonna be able to get that one off. Greg has the Primal to stall on point though.
Doesn't matter if you're catnapped away.
Oh, true. Oh my gosh. Wait, that was great catnap then. Jumpy
That
Wizard
was
go.
a bit of an unfortunate timing. I don't think Tommy was able to get the nano boost onto Greg because of the confirmation second step. And
Did
didn't
he
that
play with confirmation second step?
it looked like it. Yeah.
Oh, oh, you're seeing his POV. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh wait, I've played on a team with him. He definitely plays with confirmation second step. I think. Just tell me about it.
I do not, but I'm kind of old school like that.
You just like never miss, right?
If you do miss, then you
never
pretend like you don't.
accidentally, yeah. I saw a Lari get a nano in the To the Tucanuts Steel Stealers game, which I think definitely was aiming for Epic Shock, your ball player, but you know, I can't know for sure. You know, like maybe Andrew on a Lari, like that's actually a nano target, to be honest.
Exactly. I think with the way Overwatch 2 is developed. The recent metas, you can't really go wrong nanoing anyone. As I say that, we do have a Mercy on the field, folks. Jumpy Wizard going Mercy. Aren't they like pretty high SR?
That's your 3/7 Mercy player right there. That's value. This pocket's gonna be immense value, by the way. But yes, Devin holding off this high ground, does get caught by this bubble, but Nave with the counter dive coming in to sort of clear this right back. This time Lore's gonna be moving over onto the Genji. So doing their best to sort of complement the dive of Greg. I think that was an issue on the defensive side. They didn't really have anybody following up. This time Lore can go in with the rest of the team, but get some serious burn, and Nave's gonna jump right onto that, but Nave might get caught in the process. Yes, he does. Tomb Crater managed to pick up that kill. Now Devin Huge holding this line. Is Jumpy Wizard gonna try for this res? They might be. They gave it a little bit of a look, but they're going to stay back just for now. A little bit too crazy of an idea. But Greg finally gonna send in this jump. Devin Huge super low, actually gets jumped down, but Jumpy Wizard there with the res right in time. Unfortunately, they're going to go down as well, and still a fight advantage for the Super Saiyans, but the bomb's going to come out. Unfortunately, that's going to miss point, though. It's really good zoning. Tommy saw the great sleep. Managed to kiss that one, but the bomb does get woken halfway through the fight. Pokemon Guy is able to get one, but gets traded out by the Devin Huge Bob, which is now active on this point. Now Nave, Devin, Muffin Map trying to contest on this point. Nave's so low, unfortunately gonna go down, and there's nobody else to give a contest. A scrappy fight, but 1-1 in the end by the Super Saiyans.
Very interesting fight development as it went on. A very early bob from Devin Huge, but like you said, it unfortunately missed the point by about 1 foot, maybe. A little bit more to the right, it would have been great.
This is a nice ultimate economy here, built up for the Super Saiyans. I'm not sure if they're, I think they're farming their ults pretty well as a whole. Greg's in deep, but has that Primal Rage to get out if he wants, but Lore getting caught out in the process. Tailspear is very low on the other side of things, but a nice Suzu TP from Muffin Man to help give some care towards this team. Unfortunately, they're going to go down, but it's trades on both sides of things. The payload isn't really pushing, so even though Greg is getting all these kills, they need to be able to win this fight too and get back onto this point.
Tommy's side in trouble, but Nave also in trouble. Gets out a little bit. Laura was really invested in getting Tailspear. I think Tailspear was like 5 HP that last fight, but ended up taking a bit too long.
Rush out from the Super Saiyans towards that point, not going to extend all the way down towards the cap area, but Devin Huge finds his mark from this low ground position. Attempt to add a ult from Tailspear. Unfortunately, he's going to get caught out, but Greg with the Primal Rage might be enough to win this fight. Unfortunately, Lore just dangerously low, and playing this Genji into the face of a Winston, especially one as good as Nave, is extremely scary. Really nothing you can deflect there.
A lot of behind the scenes stuff happening in that fight. I was expecting the cat. They were healing, damaging, like, what's that called? That thing that, like, the burst healing? Really well, like you were saying.
Yeah, the E.
Yeah. Having a higher SR main support definitely is unconventional for most teams, but I think it's really advantageous.
Muffin Man with an excellent rush off his high ground position pushes the Super Saiyans all the way back towards spawn. And now both DPS ults online for the Super Saiyans, but I think the ults in response are going to be a little bit scary. And Devin Huge just, again, on a nice little off angle, gets a pick, and that's just call to go in, push the aggression. Greg, you're left in a 1v5, and you're getting primal to the ground, my friend.
Yeah, Devin Huge has 14,000 damage in 9 minutes. Little bit of a... Again, if you can't get on to Devin Huge, you're just going to be fighting an uphill battle for a lot of this attack here.
And now you have him
the cat
in the
is...
air.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you're holding a bob too, which you're just gonna send into their backline at like the perfect angle because your cat's just holding you exactly where you want to. It's protected by a bubble, so you couldn't even get the sleep off on the bob. But unfortunately, Nave is gonna go down here. But you're gonna send Devin Huge up onto this high ground. You're trying to greed this position. Nice little burn, just hits foliage though, so not gonna be able to get out of Suzu in return for that, as the 6 Ferrymen are trying to kite back, trying to stabilize in this fight, but Pokemon Guy is going to go in with that ultimate. The Nano
There's
beat
still a
utilized as
lot of
well.
card progress that they have to make here.
So these kills are going to be very valuable here as Laura catches Tail Spear. Oh my gosh, Tommy Slat maybe pushed up a little bit too deep. Welcome to the back line. Welcome to 3 players looking right at your face. As now you've lost one of your main healers, and Greg lost that heal bubble on towards the point, but a promo comes out from Greg, and Lore with the blade as well. They slash down 2, and now it's just, can you live in this fight against them? And maybe the 6 Ferrymen can, as Jumping Wizards still being just prolific in this backline, still keeping Nave up, and as you can notice, Nave's full HP on this point, so the stabilization is so good. Finally, Jumping Wizards get it's dealt with, but at this point in time, you're back. You have a Kiriko towards the point, you have your Shion towards the point, and this Shion's very close on ultimates. You just threw everything in the kitchen sink at the 6 Ferrymen, and they're gonna have a primal to use in your face.
Perfectly said. The cat was just all over the place. Here we go with the Shion ult.
And you can just use this to zone, basically. You don't need to do anything fancy. You can just zone out the entire back of the team. Nave somehow off the map there. Maybe a little bit reckless driving, but it doesn't matter if they're not coming close to the point.
Yeah, they can't touch, can they?
I mean, Foliage is going to give it a go, kiting over towards the left side, but you don't really have a path to sneak your way into. Greg doesn't have that jump, and
Greg getting catnapped.
in your face, like catnapped in the last second as well. Nice win by the 6 Ferrymen on the first map.
Very cohesive gameplay from the Styx Ferrymen. I'm struggling to see like where even are they getting the SR for this comp? Is Muffin Man and Tail Spear maybe a little bit lower?
Muffin Man is one of our resident 1-7ers.
One, like silver?
Did I stutter? 1-7.
I'd think that they are definitely playing well above that number. Personally,
I would agree. Yes.
They're
They're new to Overwatch. They're like me when I started. Hadn't like played game of Overwatch. I've heard that they've played some, but like they have not played much before this. But yeah.
Interesting information. We will. One sec. That was 3-1.
Yeah. So dominant performance by the 6 Ferrymen on the first map.
But yeah, we will take you to a map break here. So don't get anywhere. Get ready for map 2.
welcome back everybody to week 2 of Aurora Esports Overwatch, where we have the Super Saiyans down 1-0 against the Styx Ferrymen. And it looks like we're going to Colosseo at the choice of the Super Saiyans. A cast ban comes in to sort of counter out some of those. A lot of hit scam players on the side of the Super Saiyans, and then a Lucio ban. Seems like Super Saiyans just want to target main support, so what Jumpy Wizards are saying in chat.
Main supports, watch out. You're getting
Watch out.
targeted this season. I think people are finally realizing like there's only so many main supports in the game that you kind of are forced to adjust your entire team comp around that ban, especially if you combo it with, a nice map pick. So any sort of push map, in my opinion, you kind of like speed is really good, whether it's Juno or Lucio, and we see both teams going Juno here.
Yep, and without the Lucio, Muffin gonna move. I don't know if this is over onto the Juno, this is one of the comps they do, but a Juno big backline compared to a Juno Kiri backline, you expect Laura and Tommy Slat with the greater SR to be able to output this greater healing and maybe a little bit more damage. And now, Nave, still in the Winston, but has a little bit tougher task ahead of him. You're going into a Orisa, and you're going into a Reaper. That Reaper's pretty high SR too. It's 7 huge falls first in this fight. Fight breaking out towards the point, with Tommy Slat doing some great damage. Master Jedi drops dangerously low, and he's going to be taken out by Nave on this backline. But Nave is just so split from the rest of the team, and Greg and the rest of the Super Saiyans are just pushing the aggression. I'm not sure if Nave's going to be able to get out of this position in backline. Your jump's going to land you right in the center of the enemy team, but it is going to allow Devin Huge to capitalize on this point. Okay.
What
Tommy
the
Slat
heck?
and Foliage both falling down, and alright, we're back in this game 6 Ferrymen. 15 meters was apparently a little bit too much to step.
I did not know how that was going to turn out with, Winston being lost in the sauce, but it just was not punished, jumping directly into a golden Orisa, and Ferrymen pick up that fight win, build some momentum here, get some map positioning. Tracer's already set up in their backline.
And you kind of want to play a stack here if you're the Super Saiyans. You can see Foliage and Greg just by 2-stack onto the Nave. It's just a little bit too scary, especially when your main support has to be the one like pushing this cart forward. So the 6 Ferrymen now having to kite back again. Aspen gets caught as well, and that's gonna be a group spawn with Muffin Man. So they should be able to get back pretty quick, and they should be able to make a contest for this point. We're still early days on push here, but still a good spot for both teams.
I'm a little Nave definitely. I mean, I played on a team with Nave last season. He definitely has like the Orisa Ram pool under his belt, so I'm a little confused why he's sticking on the Winston here, but
Nave just completely caught out again. Nice shot there from the side of Master Jedi, getting that punishment, and Aspen's gonna fall as well. Finally a swap comes in. I think this might be a little bit better than the Orisa. You got the Zarya and the Reaper, so now your Reaper's gonna have a lot more frontline pressure.
the Reaper mirror, really the mirror of 3 heroes at least on each side.
Oh, great
Excellent
ult
combo.
though. Foliage and Greg getting aggressive, and Nave and Devin aren't going to have those ults up, not going to have anything really to answer back with, but I think the composition swap they made was pretty strong though.
I agree. I think they're kind of just staging to play the long game here. The Super Saiyans did get checkpoint, but they're already running Greg way down as Greg has no cooldowns left.
And now you can sort of just let this go into the long front. Aspen! 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 Give him the last. Give him the last. Oh, Jumpy. Okay. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Oh my gosh. I want to see that one again.
See,
and I think we will see that one again, Corey.
that's why we ban main supports, right?
Yep.
Taking 5Ks from our DPS players.
Dude, Jumpy Wizard, that's evil. Evil, evil. Neutral spawn will be grabbed for the side of 6 Ferrymen, which is very helpful. It's still a very long way to move, and an orbital ray right in your face. Call for a kite from the 6 Ferrymen, but can Muffin Man get out with their life? Yes, they can. Aspen has to slide very deep to sort of escape from that position. Now Knave is caught on this angle, but has the bubbles to escape. And Foliage, again, doesn't have these bubbles, so he can't really
Go in
keep
with
up this
Juno ult.
frontline pressure just as much. And now, there it is, just as you called it, Muffin Man pops that Juno ult going straight forward. And that damage boost and Reaper ult a little bit too strong for the Super Saiyans to handle. Cleanup just happening there on point, and the Styx Ferrymen are seemingly back in control of this momentum.
It was looking a little rough for them, but yeah, after two ults being used there, they clean up pretty quickly. They should be able to force a fight on checkpoint here. I think the Greg Orisa ult will be very deadly, however, when kind of all grouped up. But Knave opens with grab.
Oh, that's a great catch too. You realize your Greg's a little bit split off, and Greg's actually going to drop down to point, and now they're all going to turn down onto Greg. And even though Devin Huge gets caught out, Greg's dropped dangerously low, and Knave just pushing his aggression on full HP. They should be able to get a catch here, but Muffin Man also very low in the back line. Greg's going to drop down, flipping around, see if they can get this kill. A nice stack on the point, but Laura with a good headshot at the right time. And the Reaper ult is in from Foliage to try and turn the favor here. The bot still hasn't reached butt scratch, I think, and now it's finally getting pushed back. So that's a massive fight win. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did that hit butt scratch? No, it didn't, right?
It did not. It looks like it's about like 0.2 meters short. I don't know if I like using that many ults before getting butt scratch, but you do have 3 more to go with, so I think it's definitely worth it to keep momentum and also like just the confidence going.
It's an OC comboed with Master Jedi overclock as well, but not much value found. Both those ults seemingly popped a little bit too early, and the kite is in. Greg uses that shield as well, so now Aspen able to farm from this high ground, and now Knave and company are going to drop down onto the point, but Foliage catches Aspen on that high ground, and now taking this high ground position. We are right near the edge of the map though, so Jumpy Wizard could look for this catnap at any point in time. And Knave's still full HP, but Lore gets 2 on the back line. And I don't think if you're Jumpy Wizard, you want to use anything here. I don't think you can, as the Super Saiyans are getting more progress on this point.
Big commitment from both teams there. And we see a Reaper swap to the Ash from Devin Huge. And I think the Super Saiyans will just have to concede their progress for now.
What is Foliage doing? What is this guy cooking?
They're looking for a bit of a pick here. I don't think that'll work when they have Cat Kiri, but
I mean, no, Aspen's gonna get caught out here, maybe. Oh no, I think he goes for the wrong target there, and the bubble gets sent on a Jumpy Wizard, so now there's Reaper kind of forced out into the back line, but some good timing. Unfortunately, the gold comes in at just the right time. That doesn't hit. Multiple ults on both sides, but Knave's gonna go down, even though throwing that grab into the face of the enemy team. Greg actually is gonna catch 3 there. So a really great fight for the Super Saiyans, as Greg and Foliage, the last 2 to hold down that point, and apparently that flank was just what they needed to sort of gain that advantage back into Greg's favor.
why not just go Orisa? Am I missing something? Are you missing something? Are we crazy? He swapped.
I mean, you want to live
two
the
different-
Reaper, I think, but I mean, the Orisa can live the Reaper pretty well, right?
The Orisa was living the Reaper well enough where it forced them to swap from the Ferrymen, so yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, Foliage on another diabolical lurk, by the way. And I think your backline's more susceptible now that you don't have that Reaper. And the pinch is kind of in on the Ferryman's position here. Muffin Man in a very dangerous spot. Jumpy Wizard has to kind of come back. This is time where you'd probably want a Lucio to help out this out. A nice boop, though, comes in, and Foliage gets caught in the process. But again, there's a fight on 2 fronts, and Greg just wraps the rest of your team. He's getting multiple kills there. Aspen forced into a corner, 1 HP and taken out. And just some really nice fights from the Super Saiyans. They're taking these so well, and you have to deal with Foliage in your backline, or you have to flip forward. Otherwise, he's going to get you every time.
I'm just kind of waiting for it. There we go. Bob
comes
used.
in towards the point. You're going to pick up the Bob as well. Looking for angles, looking for anything, and Master Jedi is going to be able to get caught with the Tommy Slat Ray pushing forward. Puts Greg in a pretty strong position to hold on to this point, and they're gonna invest the Terror Surge as well. Knave's gonna fall, Muffin Man's gonna fall. Greg looking prolific on the tank right now. Very, very strong right now. Like, this is really impressive by the Super Saiyans.
I'm liking the Greg Orisa a lot more than the Greg Winston. I don't think the Greg Winston was their fault. I think that was just a match made in
nice
heaven.
Perfect timing on the gold. Aspen in with the overclock. Not able to find as much value this time, and now lots of pressure in their face. Luckily going to be able to get out with their life and get out with an advantage here, but again, that was, I think, 3 ults. And it still wasn't a confident win because you just traded flex supports, and it's going to be about the same time for both these players to get back.
We've got people in the chat asking why Cat. I don't know. I couldn't. I mean, they were kind of last game.
And big pressure on the back line. Devin Huge taking out Master Jedi with a nice overclock. Jumping Wizards drop dangerously low. Master Jedi finds 2 in the fight, and Knave has to pop this Annihilation, but you have nobody to give you care. Master Jedi with 3, but it's the entirety of the Super Saiyans that are gonna win this one out. Muffin Man is caught, and the series tied up 1-1.
Exactly what you want to see from the Super Saiyans here. It looked pretty one-sided on Numani, but then again, you bring it back, it looks one-sided yet again in the other team's favor on second map. So I'm not really sure where they're going to go for the third map here. I know a lot of teams this season, from what I've observed, have been favoring banning first versus a map pick. And a lot... Yeah.
I want to see Gibraltar, to be honest, to be completely honest.
Give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want. I think it's just Gibraltar.
Let's manifest it.
Yep.
Manifest it during this break.
And we'll be right back.
We will be right back.
And welcome back, everybody, to Aurora Esports. Super Saiyans versus Styx Ferrymen. Super Saiyans have tied up the series 1-1 after a dominant performance on Colosseo, and now the Styx Ferrymen will be sending us over to not the Gibraltar, but the Dorado, another dive-favored map.
Ready for
Kind of
battle.
want to do the same thing you were doing on the first map as well. You got Tailspear and you got Devin Huge in to play that Xion Ash combination, and you got Nave as dive complement, but we're seeing a similar setup for the Super Saiyans as their first map, with Master Jedi in on sort of a hit scan character to put down some pressure, and Greg's gonna stay over onto the Orisa. So it's a question of, will this brawly style really work out, or will the dive the six frame and be a little bit too strong?
I think that the dive will not be too strong on attack specifically. You can't be backing up your Winston with Ash Xion into Bastion Orisa. Obviously they don't know that they're on Bastion Orisa, but
Nave's
let me
gonna see this
change the
comp and be
scene
like,
quick.
is this real?
Yeah, is this
Is
real?
this rage bait?
Yeah,
No,
they're
it's
gonna
not
they're gonna
real.
run into the steel curtain here. If Nave tries to jump up here, he's gonna be in for a rude awakening.
Nave can't even like jump up to that high ground. He's gotta jump up to the other high ground, and now you're met with on the other side of things. And now Master Jedi can just jump in, say hello. Here's
Yeah.
my form. Here's the bomb. Stay back.
Nave is
finally jumping up
already
to that
1
high ground.
HP.
Oh my god, he's 1 HP. Oh my gosh. This is the time when you may want a
Diva.
double flex support comp or just a tank switch. Or
Sigma.
a Sigma. There you go.
What is he cooking?
I mean, this can work. You're setting up a sort of better cycle against the Bastion, like making sure the Bastion can't get any good pressure, but you still have to be able to pressure.
You just
Greg
can't
on
close the gap
point.
though. No.
Yeah.
You have no speed. Yeah, there's already a pick.
Yep. And Lore's been so good on these off angles. Like, big credit to him. Like, immediately just pokes out Muffin Man. Muffin Man has to like get out of dodge, or they're gonna get picked. And yeah, you just got picked. Congratulations. Like, there's nothing really that Jumping Wizard can do to kite against the off angling Kiryu, really help with that at all.
Maybe they were cooking with the cat ban.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Laura is just killing people left and right every fight. Is this
Laura
the
has, like,
move?
the same damage as the Bastion, and more damage than the Xion.
Oh, that's a huge result.
Oh my god, and they get 3. And you use the, I don't even know if you needed the ray
Oh,
on
they-
top of that. But
they
you gotta
needed
add
it.
in.
Greg was
They needed it to Aura farm, I'll say that much.
feeling it definitely. With that the Suzu timing was good too from Muffin Man. I think the fight would have went a different way without the Ray. But again, you got to close the gap. You've got 5 ults on the Ferryman, but how are you going to get close enough?
Yep.
You push the cart 40 meters, and there's
And there's
1
a
minute
minute
left.
on the clock.
Yeah.
And you still have a lot of ults to give. Bob's gonna go in. Kind of well placed, but you can kite this over towards the right side. It just helps zone your supports out a little bit and trap everybody in for this flux from Nave, actually, which comes out to be very big. A rush on the point as well from Muffin Man. And Lore, what are we rushing here? Does Foliage have it in him to 1v5 this basically by himself? Lore is still in the back line and gonna be able to catch one. So very winnable situation, but Foliage dropped dangerously low. The cart is pushing right now, and I don't know if Lore can jump on this to stop it. And I don't even know if he wants to. He might just
Why are
wanna
we on
be
Winston
the
now?
off angle the entire time, to be honest.
That okay. That comp was working. They just ulted better than you guys did in one fight. Oh, now it's a Winston battle. Okay.
Ooh.
I think both these tanks just want an
Counter
excuse to
swapping.
play Winston, no?
Yeah.
I respect
But
it.
Greg doesn't want to play Winston into the Winston, though.
No.
Nice usage from Muffin Man, help the team get out. A little bit of a flank getting set up by Foliage and Lore. This hit squad is consistently on the back line and putting a ton of pressure on towards Muffin Man. But on the other side of things, it's Knave and Tailspear catching 2, and even with that artillery strike from Master Jedi, still aren't really able to find anything. So now the rest of the Super Saiyans have to sort of back up here. Greg's gonna be holding onto this high ground, but doesn't really have the HP to do so. Jumps back up, resets with the rest of Super Saiyans. But a lot of ults to be popped here for the 6th Ferryman. You have that Xion ult up towards the high ground position, and Tommy Slide completely caught out, but Knave goes down in the process, and you actually get a nice mine from the Bastion to push Tailspear out of the fight for, I think, just long enough. Lore's dangerous though. He's actually gonna fall in this fight, and Jumpy Wizard trying to become the tank here, trying to face off against Greg, saying, I can win this fight, and they do.
Perfectly timed shield bash.
It's finally gonna fade, and now you have 5, 6 Ferrymen pushing the point, pushing the entirety of the Super Saiyans back, and the ult timing may have been a little bit off there from Super Saiyans.
Okay, that was funny.
Which the card just automatically pushed now?
Yes. No, it's always done that in Dorado. It pushes
Oh,
until
I
it
know
gets to that little garage door.
Oh, and then it stops. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was telling you before, like, nobody ever plays this map, so we don't know. I don't know how this works.
This was one of the Overwatch 1 staples, so.
Remember a lot of St. Michael Hobbs. Oh my god, a Winston ult in a dark, scary room. Give care. And unfortunately, Greg, I don't think speaks Korean. I mean, good care from both Jumpy Wizard and Muffin Man to keep the rest of the team up. Devin Huge with the ultimate towards the backline is only going to be able to find one, but he has pushed the point very far. And now finally with the second pick in, you have to be super careful. Laura's right in your face. That's a dangerous player to be playing off of. Foliage is going to be able to catch one there and still trying to fight the good fight towards the point. Finally gets the ult online. He's going to pop it down. Muffin Man is down, but it's a low HP fight on the point and needs to stay alive here until Greg gets back. And now Greg finally back. But Nave's just going to jump out. Nave's going to get the quick reset. Oh,
bike to the
nice bike
face.
kill from Foliage. Closed that one out.
Okay, here we go. Now we're back to the comp that we started on that was giving you the most success on this map.
Will this work better as before? I think so. But that's just me.
I do like this Curie ult here. Both sides have a Curie ult.
Greg will not be able to get the verticality. So once he drops off this high ground, he's sort of trapped down. But he might not need to reset that position as Orbital Ray comes in from Tommy Slat. Master Jedi is able to get good progress with 2 kills there. Nave's gonna pop the Primal Rage down 1, but Lore with a Kitsune Rush all over the point, but still gets caught inside of it. And now you have to make sure you're living. Greg stuck inside this bubble, and actually kind of a misplay of this positioning. And Jumpy was just gonna be right in your face now. You can sort of run this team down, and Muffin, or not Muffin Man, Master Jedi with some big damage, but not a kill on the cards, and this should be it. The 6 Ferryman capping with 45 seconds.
Bit of an interesting mishap, perhaps, from Greg there, staying in the bubble for quite a long time, and then getting the rally follow-up. More than enough to seal the fate of the Ferrymen for that half, at least. I'd be curious to know what they're planning on running though for when the sides switch here.
I think you want to do the same thing with the Orisa, probably. I mean, you just force cart the entire time, and you just make sure you're not taking too much damage to the high ground. I think once you get that shield perk online, it will be very powerful. But we're gonna see Knave on the Sigma, and Greg on the Winston.
Both teams are doomed to repeat. Okay, so they're just straight up stealing. It's like the, hey, can I see your homework?
Yeah,
but you know, change it up a little bit.
But change it up a little. Put the GM on Bastion instead of
You're right.
Flat.
Just a little bit of a
Yeah.
change. Sigma instead of Orisa. I'm really high on this Ferryman comp.
Yeah. Over or under 25 seconds till Greg swaps.
Under.
I feel like you see this comp and you're back to spawn. I'm watching. I'm watching.
Yeah,
Greg's,
yeah.
I don't even think he saw the Bastion. I think
He just saw the Sigma,
and
yeah.
said, no. Just you wait. There's another surprise around the corner.
He's thinking. Okay, he took him 4 seconds to pick the next hero. But yeah, that was what, 18 seconds from.
I think so. Depending if you count the time when he jumped back or the time when he got to spawn, but.
Oh yeah,
something
the
along those
decision was
lines.
made like 8 seconds in. But
Yeah. Bastion form over towards this high ground. Pressure gets dropped down onto Greg with a nice grasp to sort of counteract this. Devin Hughes is going to be able to catch Foliage here. I'm wondering why Foliage is over on the Bastion and Master Jedi is on the Freya. It's kind of a role swap here, but Foliage is going to be on the Bastion no longer. Moving over onto the Honoron, I'm sort of wondering what's the plan with this character, because you kind of can take off angles on this, but you can't really deal with this Brig all that well.
oh, the Onron? Yeah, I'm not too
Yeah,
sure.
the Honoron.
I don't think it's really going to accomplish anything. You have no one really to light on fire. I mean, everyone's too chunky or has a shield.
Has a Suzu.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Shield Suzu. I mean, ideally the Kyrie will just hide behind the break, but Super Saiyans are taking the proper angle here, but
Oh, Greg's on the ground. Nice rock by Nave. And Tommy Sled has the only carry that he gets on this angle. Now Foliage, Devin Hughes is going to pop in that ultimate, and there's nothing Tommy can do. He's just caught on this right side now. Foliage trying to fight the good fight down towards the point, but not able to find anything, and Tommy needs to lose all this valuable position he just gained. I mean, you're basically starting back from square one. You only have one ult online if you're the Super Saiyans, and you've spent half this timer.
it's not looking great. Nave opens up with a flux here, gets lower. Nice Suzu timing though.
Dave actually gets on a interesting building high ground. Foliage is over onto the Venture. This character is going to have a little bit more of the survivability and will be able to punish a little bit harder into the Great Kiriko as well. Ebola comes in.
That's a big
Actually
bola.
a great one. Master Jedi finds 2 in that fight. Master Jedi finds 3. Oh my gosh. Excellent play there by Master Jedi just to basically get this entire point for them. Wow.
Oh, sorry. Big
And we're back
fan.
on Winston.
Big fan of the swaps by the Super Saiyans. Again, there's some sort of like mental game being played here between Nave and Greg.
I don't get it.
I don't either. I'm not a tank main, so maybe that's
Wait,
why.
big flux. Catches 2. And Greg gets himself up onto that high ground as well. Devin Hughes dropped very low. Now 1v1 between Jumpy Wizard and Greg on this high ground position, but Foliage just cleaning up on the other side of things. And Devin Hughes is comes out, says hello. What'd you guys do to my team? Oh, okay, I'll contest for a little bit. Okay, bye.
Pretty big stagger. That'll lead them to get directly under the bridge, I believe, for the start of this next fight. If you're the Ferryman, though, you do have 3 ults coming online, matched by the same 3 ults of the Super Saiyans. So
4 ults pop towards the field. Shion ult from Tailspear still wreaking havoc in that backline, and so is Tailspear himself, even when that ult pops down. Foliage Tailspear 1v1 towards the point, but the rest of the Styx Ferrymen are there to help out. Master Jedi is chasing his tail all the way back towards these spawn doors as Styx Ferrymen with a well-planned out fight and some great ult use from Jumpy and Tailspear.
not too sure what happened, but Foliage erupted on the Tailspear when Tailspear was like 10 HP, and then they just instantly jumped to 200.
Devin Hughes, Bastion ult towards this high ground position. Likely gonna catch up Greg. Nice little shield there by Greg though. He completely eats his shield alive and giving so almost free form here for Devin Hughes. Only has the hands in the face. But now, Greg pushing back up to this high ground using Foliage, who sometimes be on that off angle to help clear it out. And now with the ultimate as well, it's the damage on a Jumpy Wizard, and Greg's gonna finish off that kill. Muffin Man also extraordinarily low. Needs to stay alive in this fight for them to have any chance. And unfortunately, they're gonna go down. And it's just Nave in a 1v3 situation. And he's going to be forced to retreat back, but the good news is you're going to have at least a contest here, and 2 members of Super Saiyan are still on the reset.
You got to strike while the iron's hot here. Like you said, they're down 2.
Backline hard, but Nave also needs to be the one on point, and Vor with such a great pick. Vor with another great pick. Wow, this man is performing on another level right now.
They've still kind of active on the card though. Oh. No longer active.
Still a nice contest though.
It was.
Very nice to sort of push that one over the line. And Greg going proactive, taking this high ground position already. Making it another step that Nave has to clear, or he'll just jump. Step 2 or step 3 with the rest of his team. Jumping was on Lucio, basically just running it down into the backline. TP is going to be forced out of lore. Foliage and Tommy Slat with a very nice flip forward, and now it's just Greg and the 2 supports alive yet again on towards this point side. But Nave has backup this time. Doesn't need to do any crazy 1v3 shenanigans. Will be able to hold down the fort. And these next fights are going to be make or break, Corey. It'll be what can you do in these final moments? Can you push it the extra distance to overtime?
It's certainly going to be hard going into the Winston Soldier comp here. If Soldier gets to the high ground, Winston can force people around corners. But they're going to open with some ults here.
That rush is going to go pretty deep. Nave's going to go deep onto the back line as well. Hunting these supports, hunting Tommy Slat. And finally the Primal comes in to help finish up that kill. Nice stun rock from Greg. Lore, again, a little bit zoned out, but some great value from this Primal of just eating into the HP pools of the Super Saiyans. And Greg, where's the team on this Flux? You're going to be able to get 1, but you traded out in the process, and it's just Foliage left to 1v3. I think that Flux...
You really want that back.
Yeah, you really want that back.
You're coming into last fight territory with ults that don't really do anything when they're on the high ground. So it's going to be very tough. All eyes are going to be on Devin Huge for this fight. Look to follow up with yeah, the Tail Spear ult.
Onto this high ground, but Tail Spear's ult's gonna get so much value in this room. But no, he gets caught. Greg with a nice play, and Devin Huge needs to turn the tides here with this visor. Popped it in the face of so much pressure, and unfortunately it's gonna go down. Muffin Man, this could be a stagger here, and it is going to be kind of a stagger. Yes, Devin Huge and Muffin Man are gonna have that later spawn, but still a contest to come through. Nave moves over onto the Zarya. No other swaps for the rest of the team. Actually, Devin Huge gonna be moving on to this Tracer. Last fight territory here. Greg holding the space down in towards the final. Foliage gets a pick on the off angle. So 6 Ferrymen need to do something massive. They need to make something massive happen. They have no ult to do it. Jumping Wizard just needs to build this beat, get it online. Greg is so low, but the double flex support healing from this high ground position. And Master Jedi just spamming down the angle. Jumping Wizard does not build the beat. 97% just feels like so close, but so far. Nave, Muffin Man, all eaten alive. The trades may be coming in, but it does not matter. This comp that came back to fight this point just a little bit too strong.
Outcooled.
So Yanni tonight. It seems like from a continuation of last map, Greg and Foliage are just like connected more so than any other 2 in the lobby right now. And we saw that in the opening of the last fight there with the Venture ult. Both taking like 2 separate angles and then kind of corralling them back into the same ending point, making like a pretty good kill box. And then, yeah, like you said, they unfortunately could not build beat quite yet to sustain their tank on the point. And we're going to overtime here. Both tanks starting on Sigma this time. They will learn from their previous round from each. Genji from Foliage, I don't know. I kind of like the Venture, but the Ferrymen will just run.
Into the Bastion, though.
That is true.
At least.
Yeah.
Eat that form alive.
That could be something that they need.
Early setup towards the high ground for this Bastion Sigma duo of Knave and Devin Huge. It's a big damage pretty early for Devin. The point is in firm control of the Super Saiyans. Greg will position up onto that high ground with that fly ability, and Master Jedi gonna be able to jump up there as well. Devin Huge with the form on towards the point, and Foliage dangerously low, but has that deflect online. He completely cut it out, but no, it's not gonna last long enough. As Devin Huge manages to get the first pick in towards this overtime. Now Greg and the rest of the side of the Super Saiyans holding towards this high ground. Laura has a great off angle right now and just able to push the point to a very good amount. Jumping with a nice block and a great rock to sort of force Greg to say get off this high ground position. The picks all in favor of the Styx Ferrymen, but it's still a very even fight. It could be decided about who gets an ult online first, and Devin Huge might be the one to have that. Foliage manages to catch 2 on this point, and Knave needs to be super careful as Foliage dashing, weaving, dodging back and forth. Foliage 3, Foliage 4, and Greg with that cleanup as well. So you've gotten through the first hurdle, and now I don't even know if the 6 Ferrymen have a touch on this.
I owe Foliage an apology. He just
Go
turned that
next.
fight single-handedly. 3 of his dashes hit 3 or more people in a row. It was just crazy.
Masterclass on how to play Genji. And now you have a similar comp to what you were playing before, but you might want Devin Huge to just use this ult, send it in, try to take this fight. Knave is in on the Winston, doing a ton of damage on the point, but Greg does a good job of stabilizing, and the blade is going to come out. Early advantage, but Devin Huge destroys the blade. Foliage doesn't find anything there. The bullet shot comes in. Master Jedi gets Devin, so still numbers in favor of these Super Saiyans, and the pressure is a little bit too strong on this point. Muffin Man would be lucky to get out with their life here.
They will,
Get
they will.
the TP in time. Yes, they will.
That Suzu was really good timing. It just negated the last 2 Sigma balls. Allowed them to get a clean escape.
You have the right comp now, but Knave is caught. Knave is caught. Knave is in no man's land. Has the jump to get out. Doesn't actually make it all the way. But
Oh,
Greg
W
actually is gonna
bait.
fall in that fight. The Ray's gonna come in, and you have the rush as well. You're gonna lay those both on top of each other and hope to find a kill. And Tommy Slant will be able to find it. Those cooldowns a little bit slowed down, but Tail Spear wants to try to turn this right here and right now. Knave low on this high ground position. Foliage, a deflect, a chance to stay alive on this point, but Tail Spear finds 2, and it's 2 separate 1v1s. Foliage 1 HP and will fall down. Knave's gonna win his as well, and the 6 Ferrymen finally get a stop to that amazing push by the Super Saiyans.
It was looking really like that was by far the smartest play you could do there, flexing the Winston when he jumped. But something happened. They just couldn't convert the kill, and Greg was in a compromised position, and it led to what you saw, the ult advantage of the Super Saiyans not mattering because they were traded down a tank. But we'll see if attacker's advantage proves true here.
I mean, at this point, I don't know if it's attacker's advantage, Corey. I think it's just don't lose 3 fights. Like, just don't lose 3 fights and you're fine, right?
It's that simple.
And I guess that is the benefit of having attacker's advantage, but it's a far push. Like, you're looking down the barrel of like a really scary comp, and you're going into May, Bastion, Orisa. You selected the Winston. I won't make the same choice twice. Instead, I'm going to make a prediction that Knave will be back in spawn very, very shortly, and likely going over to the Sigma.
Let's see. And he's kind of Winston pilled though. I don't know.
Both these tanks Winston pilled. We know that. But how Winston pilled can you be against Sebastian and a May?
We're about to find out, I think.
I want the pills he has if he's that confident. To be fair, the cleave will be excellent. To also be fair, you can't stay up on that high ground for more than like 0.2 seconds. Muffin Man almost caught early in that fight. And Knave gonna jump up to this high ground after that Master Jedi form comes through. Greg just able to be so stalwart on this payload, not really moving at all from this position. And Tailspirit definitely huge. Knave, they're looking for opportunities, they're looking for angles, space to get onto this back line. They're just gonna send it straight in. Tommy Slant looks to be the target of choice, and he is gonna fall down. But Greg with a great exchange there. It's an even fight. The picks will, the trades will be back. Knave actually gonna go down there. Master Jedi get traded as well. The point's still in favor of the 6 Ferrymen. They're getting a good push on their side. But Laura's still alive, and as long as Laura's still alive, he'll still be trying to click heads. Greg also trying to stay alive, but he's gonna be chased out. And you're trying to get these close spawns. I think you will be able to get Laura back in a close spawn and get multiple fights on this 3rd point here, which attacks advantage, I guess. Told you you'll be able to.
I'm scared for, yeah, Knave's in, and Arissa Greg is just in there. If he uses his ult here, it's probably gonna be over. Just ult on the cart, and what are they gonna do?
And Knave's kind of caught here on, oh my gosh, goes right into Greg's Terror Surge. The Terror Surge zones off the point, and it's a Blizz on the other side of things. A double stick from Tommy Slat with those Pulsar Torpedoes, and now Greg has the care he needs on the point, but can Tommy Slat stay alive? No, he cannot. Greg's gonna manage to trade 1 in the process, but staying alive, dodging, weaving on point, playing around that shield. He actually might need to go down sooner just to step on this cart. Otherwise, the push might be a little bit too strong.
You really
Ults
needed
on
to
either
win that
side.
fight if you commit that many ults.
Yeah, it's looking better for the 6 Ferrymen here, I'd say. You need to get Laura's ult online. You need to get Tommy Slat's ult online. You need to not stack these. Foliage on the Tracer, Greg on the Winston. They're trying to get back in time and touch. There's 3 on the card. Master Jedi, no, goes down. The pressure a little bit too much. You have a Pulse, you have a Primal, you have so much time to the enemy team, and you even have the touch.
Touch!
I'm not sure. Touch? No!
Oh goodness, that was
At the
not
end.
good.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to say that the fight wouldn't have gone the same for the 6 Ferrymen there, and they would have just won it anyways, right? But still a C9 for the Super Saiyans, still something that doesn't look great on the track record here. And the momentum, it felt like it was slipping into the Super Saiyans' favor. Map number 2 looked so good, that Coliseum looked great, but I think the 6 Ferrymen are ripping it out of their control.
It's certainly looking like that. We're going to send everyone to a break, and we'll see you pretty soon.
And welcome back, everybody, to this banger of a series. The Styx Ferrymen with a 2-0 lead, or sorry, 2-1 lead, a chance to close it out right now. The counter from the Super Saiyans are going to be sending it to Suravasa. The Styx Ferrymen end up banning that Juno, obviously protecting their precious main supports that have been banned for the first 3 maps. And it is a actually I think I said the ban wrong. I think it's a tracer ban instead of a Soj ban. I think
Oops.
they said a Soj ban, but then they switched it to a tracer ban after that. So my apologies. That was my bad, not Corey's bad.
I will change that. There we go.
Lore immediately getting active towards that high ground. We're seeing this map 1 comp from the Super Saiyans that they had previously with TC on this May. TC actually more so known as a hit scan DPS, but has a really good May. Unfortunately, is going to fall early in this fight. Lore catches a kill to himself, and Foliage will get a little bit staggered out from the rest of the team there. But the brawl look has been infamously good, especially with Greg on this Barissa look. So I still feel very confident if I am the side of the Super Saiyans. I maybe look to even add a Reaper to this mix as well, because that's another dangerous threat for these Styx.
We're gonna see it. Yeah, we're gonna see another Ramatra and Orisa like here. I do like the DPS of the Ferryman more than the DPS of the Super Saiyan, but it's gonna be tough to break through this Orisa.
I think Tommy Slat started on break, but he's already one of the closest to his ults. Lore has the bullet shot as well. That's gonna get shot in, but I think Devin Huge able to escape through that. Devin Huge ults on like 5 HP. Oh, where are we looking? That was not a reload ult either. He stuck that one to fruition. We'll get a little bit more soul on that point, but overall it's gonna go in favor of the Super Saiyans.
We're gonna be kind of in trouble here if you're the Super Saiyans. You do have Nano and Arisol, but you're coming into an earlier Kitsune, early Ramel, and potentially a Reaper ult, but Nave is dangerously low.
The entire team dangerously low. Greg's gonna send in, oh my gosh, gets split from his team with the wall from Pokemon Guy. Maybe a little bit of a communication difference on what the team was planning on doing there, but Tommy Slat's kind of gonna get run over with no mobility. Pokemon Guy caught out after the fact, and this point is all but the 6 Ferrymans.
You had to use you didn't even have to use a single ult. Well, okay, you could technically use High Noon early, but
I mean, does it matter?
Right.
I'm looking at
you
the
take that. Yeah, you take that every day of the week, capping a point of Flashpoint without a single ult technically being used.
Devin Huge extremely low on this high ground. A Blizz actually going to be used inward. He's going to trap up the Ram, but Aspen goes deeper with this Death Blossom. Not going to be able to find the value that they need. And now Muffin Man gets a TP off to their fellow support, but there's no safe haven, unfortunately.
Sorry, I posted a ringer request.
Oh no, you're good. You got admin stuff. Devin Huge has this High Noon again back online. Foliage just want to go first with that ultimate. Muffin Man so perfectly timed the Knave to be careful for his life because he does not have that defensive resource in the back pocket anymore. Eventually that Ram ult's gonna fade. It's an exchange of ults for not much value on either side. Devin Huge is gonna swing this High Noon. A nice wall from TC. This speed amp is gonna go straight through that, and Foliage actually just get caught. Tommy Slat down as well. The fight should be in favor of the 6 Ferrymen. Up and a bullet shot invested. Even still.
Okay. I think I'm lacking the tank gene in my brain. Nave was not even joking, 5 HP and was just punching still. No fear. He's just going in.
Well, I mean, okay, if you're 1 HP and you're blocking versus you're 0 HP, like you're 1 HP and you're not blocking, it won't matter.
That's true.
You're still getting killed by a tick,
but
right?
like he kept holding W too though. What do you think's better,
Just can't
sound
understand.
barrier or nano boost here?
I think if you lose one of your best nano targets, maybe sound barrier, and maybe sound barrier in general too. The Terror Surge is completely counteracted by it. Tommy Slat gets the nano onto foliage.
Okay, foliage gets 2.
Intentional, no intentional. Oh, intentional. It's intentional. But you're still gonna win this fight though, because you're back. You're in a 3-3 position here. Greg pushing the aggression. Nave's gonna get caught out. But can
Touch,
you
touch,
you gotta
touch,
wrap
touch.
around into
Ooh,
it.
there
Yes,
we go.
they do. Lore and foliage. Quick on the exchange. Quick on the return. Jumping Wizard is caught as well. But second point on Sora still very live, very much in the cards for either team.
You've got plenty of ults on the board for the Ferrymen. The question is, do you want to commit all of them to try to make it 2-0?
Muffin Man has this rush online, High Noon as well, and that speed is gonna be in favor of them. A very good wall by TC though, and he has his Blizzard. That's gonna be the fight closing ultimate. You need to make sure he gets to the point, and Nave does, but is it at the cost of his life? Yes, it is. Jumpy Wizard unfortunately gets frozen out there. Or invest the Bola as well, just to clean this one up, get it in favor of the Super Saiyans. And we are 1-1 on Suravasa. And Muffin Man is looking for any additional kills, any additional damage that they can find. Unfortunately, they're going to get caught, they're going to get picked, and they will fall.
Coming up. How are you?
We're going quite literally across the world here to get to our 3rd point unlock, but once we're there, I would not be surprised to see an early Kitsune and a Risol just try to build up that momentum from 2nd point and get an early lead going in. You are down 2-1, so
You have control of this point, you have a Reaper ult, you might just want to send it in here. A very nice sleep, and you're going to pop the Reaper ult, but you're going to go down. The combined damage a little bit too much, the Terror Surge a little bit too strong, and Nave pops the Ramatra ult as well. That Annihilation will get almost 0 value. And there it is, it's finally here. You've talked about it the entire series.
I've been
It's
waiting.
The Nave Orisa.
I think we could have had that like a lot earlier, but
Nano comes in onto Greg, and oh my god, that spear does so much damage. Greg just walking down this enemy team on the other side. Finally pushed back a little bit, teeny tiny bit, backed off. Devin Huge also push into a little bit of an awkward corner. Bullet shot comes in though, and they're so good at pushing this aggression. Devin Huge gets that trade though. A very nice lead by Tommy Slat, but the B comes in at perfect time from Jumpy Wizard, and you're using that to push forward. Aspen gets pushed into the ground though. Nice anti-nade from Tommy Slat there, and Nave's caught as well. And this point, it's night and day compared to the previous one. All that's left for the 6th Ferryman is Jumpy Wizard, and I think this is 1 touch at most, or 0 touches if you just want to.
Greg was like 70 HP against the Lucio, and I don't think they wanted to die. But I don't think you should not have used ult. You had to support with you. We're on Mauga now, by the way.
Aura though. Epic Sharks has aura, so like I think there's something. I think the tank Sheen like knows something else. Met agrees. Met's a tank player now. Like we just don't understand, Corey.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put in some more tank time.
Get ready to eat that freeze, I guess, Nave, because you're cooked.
He's a little hungry. 20-player kill streak from Greg. See, that's why you risk all, you know.
Bruh.
Keep the kill
He
streak
has
alive.
28 kills. He has a longer kill streak than the other team has kills.
Yeah, it's not a good sign when you hear something like that.
How are you?
Well, the good news is you have Cat Bastion.
True.
Bad
We
news
will
is-
all be watching Cat Bastion.
You got shooters on the other side, and the Bastion form will just get completely walled off. And now you have to look from another angle, but we're just gonna give Laura
Oh
Nano
man, we don't want to
because
see this.
we don't believe in people dying, ever. We're gonna send in the Bola because we don't believe in losing fights ever. And Nave just has an anti directly on him. Muffin Man not there with the Suzu. Jumpy Wizard not there with anything. And this looks, I don't want to call it too soon. You got another contest. This looks like
Nah,
Raps,
this
though.
is Raps. You're gonna have to be pushing into Kirill.
Who's touching? Wait, who is touching?
Not me.
Not me either. No, you touching? Epic Shock? Marmello? Yeah, any tanks in chat? Do you want it? No? Okay. Cool. That's good. We'll give it 3-1 to Super Saiyans. We'll tie up the series 2-2. If you want Absolute Cinema, we'll get Absolute Cinema, okay?
You know, people were asking in the chat for a map 5, and here you go.
Have you gotten those feedback requests, like, a lot? Just like, we haven't been getting enough map 5s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like every season we get like more and more parity, and it's quite a good thing in my opinion. We like being even matchups. People will remember the dark days when there were 13-week seasons and your team could
You
be
did not win a map. You didn't win a match.
quite buns. But we will send you to a break. I'm sure their decisions for map 5 will be pretty fast. So we'll see you in a bit.
Welcome back, everybody, to Aurora Esports Clash, Map 5 banger between the Super Saiyans and the 6 Ferrymen, and it will all end here on the beaches of Ilios, where a Winston ban from the side of the Super Saiyans and a Kiriko ban from the side of the Styx Ferrymen will come into play. I think excellent ban from both these teams, in my opinion. Yeah, take Nave off the character he wants to play, and make sure Lauren Foliage can't get the insane value they've been getting the entire series.
Round one. Capture.
Okay, deep breaths. We can do this.
And
Sorry.
early
just-
goings.
just
main,
stuff going on behind the scenes.
main difference between these two comps is you have a little bit more of a long-range pokey comp for the Super Saiyans, which are going to be able to get the first pick there, and attempting to go for a rundown. Second pick as well. Nave falls, and the 6 Ferrymen really have to go off getting these dives through. Nave, Devin, and Tailspear all really need to get into the face of the enemy team, but with Foliage on the Mizuki, I think that'll be a big thorn in their side.
I agree. It's interesting to see the Knave Diva here. Again, it's
I'm
going to
also
be
very
very
excited
hard to
about
play
this.
into a Mizuki.
And also into a Mei, too.
It's true.
Like, who are you going on? You have to make sure you only go onto Greg, basically, the entire series. Jumping Wizard, oh my god, that chain was so nice, and Greg just gets 3. And, yeah, I don't know about this swap. I kind of want to see Nave go back into spawn, not just to heal, but to swap characters or have some sort of swap. Okay, we have a Bastion now, and a Jetpack Cat. There we go. Okay.
Uh-oh, coming in.
Coming in hot is the Jetpack Cat Bastion setup, and it's actually going to be a solo bola onto Devin Huge. Nice little heal there from Jumpy Wizard. To sort of get him out.
Oh,
my
wait,
God.
wait.
I've never seen a greater thing in my life. I'm not gonna lie, as a Jetpack Cat man, I'm yearning to do that. But unfortunately, you're still not winning this fight. Tailspear's in the back line, trying to get some damage, but your front line is just completely run over. Oh, somebody clip that. TC, you saw that, surely. Get that on top 10 clips for the next week, okay? Come on. However, other than that,
Are they going to
the clip's been
touch?
very
We were
minimal.
talking about this in the break.
Oh, there's a C9 prediction going.
Oh,
They
okay,
do
finally.
manage to get on there. That would have been a C9 counted. You have a Mizu ult on point. You have no ult to use. Tailspear dies at 98%. Devin Hughes dies before it gets his. You have your supports, and you have a Blizzard that's gonna kill you. Okay, cool. Nice. That's impressive. That was decisive.
Score. 1.
We got some screaming in the background. People falling off the cliff.
Falling into the That's me watching these matches.
How are you?
It's back and forth and back and forth.
Yes. Anyway, I think the comp is just so much better for the side of the Super Saiyans right now. I don't know what the Diva is supposed to do against really anybody but Laura, I guess. But I don't even know if Laura is like the major problem, because like Greg's doing great too. Foliage is doing great too. Like Pokemon guy's out damaging your entire team, has 0 deaths, and is flat. Like I think the Sigma is definitely a lot better of a look here. Lean more into this Poke style, but you have to make these swaps here and now, because this is your last chance, last stand, potentially last point of the series. Jumpy Wizard on this Mercy, giving the pocket over to Devin Hughes, but can also give it to Tailspear on some of those dives as well. And the fight exchanged around the point, but not on towards the point just yet, until Nave tucks down onto this angle, but eventually is forced off. Lore on this left side off angle, a little bit too strong, a little bit too powerful. A bite goes through. Lore's gonna be able to dodge that, but a nice burn onto Lore, forcing him off the angle. But meanwhile, the Super Saiyans are gonna get control on towards this point. Lore still trying to fight towards this left side angle, but exchanges on both sides. And it's all in favor of the Super Saiyans. A great start by them. And Nave will take that long walk with the rest of his team back from spawn.
We're seeing sheer and utter dominance, dare I say, from the Super Saiyans. They've definitely found the groove. Big fan of the Mizuki here. I don't think you can run a Mercy into an Orisa when you have a Sigma as tank. You're just not going to be able to make up.
You can't make up that HP. And
That's not anti-Mercy. I love Mercy.
yeah.
I'm saying if you're going to do that, you're probably going to have to run a Soj instead of an Ashe. Or
Yeah.
Emre.
I see the vision. You want to pocket your best player. You want to pocket the Ashe, but finally Nave onto the Orisa. But at this point, I don't know if it's the solution. I mean, you're down in a lot of ways, not just in ultimates, but also in progress on towards this point. It feels like with a bullet shot from Lore, this last map may be going out with a whimper rather than a scream. It's a very nice sanctuary from foliage as well, and just no progress being made on either side. Tommy Slat finally shut down by Muffin Man, but the trades are even on both sides, and Jumpy Wizard nowhere to look, nowhere to res. And no C9 to be found when you're not even close to touching the point. I mean, I guess you might proc overtime for the love of the game.
Oh,
but...
wait.
Oh, you find point. Okay, nice. Tail Spear in for one, but
They have Blizzard.
they have Blizzard, and they're not gonna.
公主不洗澡。
Yeah.
Well, bangers match, 3-2 series, but goes in favor of the Super Saiyans. Big congratulations to this team, and amazing game as a whole, I'd say.
I agree. It was a very well fought, close game. Almost 2 hours. Map 5. It seemed like outside of like one map, it was pretty determined like who was gonna win the map the whole time.
Yep.
Dorado was pretty close, but the other ones were definitely just trading.
More decisive, I'd say.
That's what I thought too.
Alright, and then we have the privilege of selecting an MVP from a extremely stacked Super Saiyans roster. And I'm wondering, is there any... I have a few thoughts in my mind. Wondering if there's any particular way you're leaning, Corey.
I think I'm leaning towards Lore.
I was gonna say Lore or Foliage, but I think Lore just
Right,
amazing
yeah.
performance on that last map. I mean, just farming bullets
Yeah,
was
he
my
had
thing for him.
like
just
70%
crazy.
before the point even opened on second point.
Yep.
So
All right. We can glaze him more, but let's get him in here if we can, if possible. But yeah, and then just his work on Kiriko as well. Just first pick, like basically half the fights too. It's just crazy. Like every single time, it's like I wouldn't be processing. Can you drag Corey?
yeah, I can't see his team chat, but yeah.
If tell him to join. Yeah, lovely. But I felt like every single fight he was sort of getting like first pick after first pick, value after value. So we'll get him in here shortly for this match MVP interview. But I think, oh, there he is.
Hello.
I love it, Laura. I don't know if the stream got that intro, but that was pretty sick. And that game was pretty sick, Laura.
strikes.
Yeah, true. That game was pretty sick though. Congratulations on your 3-2 victory against the Styx Ferrymen. How's your team feeling?
Pretty good. We had like a bit of an interesting time trying to figure out comps. missing Altair, so Greg was on tank this entire time, and like his Orisa's just like Thanos. Monkey questionable. Maybe we don't touch on that anymore.
Oh boy.
But like the Orisa play is just so good from him. Foliage coming in on that last map with Mizuki might be like the greatest performance I've ever seen on that character. Like I
Yeah,
don't think he missed a chain.
his heals were insane. I know 3 of your teammates finished with 0 deaths on that map, which, if
Yeah.
you look at the percent that you guys finished on both the sub points, makes a lot of sense, to be honest. But yeah, I think overall great series. I mean, talk to me. You're sort of down the entire series. What sort of got you back into that rhythm to close out those final 2 maps?
I really think a big part is we just like we started talking about like, okay, what isn't working for this, and like why isn't it working specifically, and then it's like we realized we can just do the easy thing and just shoot front to back and just dumb the game down for ourselves, and that way we make less mistakes trying to do a bunch of fancy stuff. And then once that started working, it just got so much easier, like as a group, to just add the fancy stuff back in, start talking more about what we want to do in between fights and stuff like that, but just resetting back to the simple stuff and then going from there made it so easy.
Gotcha. And obviously, it was Greg's debut on tank. At least I know you guys might have been practicing. You guys might have been practicing it in scrims, but it was his debut on tank, which also probably changed up your team comps a little bit. How do you feel that everybody adapted to those new positions as a team?
I think all of us did incredibly well. Like Foliage again might be the best Mizuki play I've ever seen. Um, uh, I want to shout out Tommy for bringing in with a little bit rough hero pool to work with as a ringer. And then just making it work, like being forced onto Ana on maps where people just wouldn't want to play Ana in the first place, and getting a ton of value on that character, and just not dying was really impressive as well. But we're all like comfortable moving around, and we all just want to make it work and try and win.
Gotcha. I do have some information that Shoreline Pie says hello and that you stink, Laura. Just to let you know. But Koi, do you have any questions?
I do. I was pretty impressed with the Kiri gameplay. You were playing like a good balance of DPS and like off angling. Is there anything that you can comment on, like your team allowing you to support that play style?
Yeah, 100%. Just playing with Greg and Foliage, who are both like willing to just take command of some of the fights and stuff like that, but also being so like acceptable to like me saying I want to hold here, could I get help or something like that, and then being able to work with what people want to do while still trying managing to come up with how they want to finish the fight makes it so easy for me to set up pre-fight on any angles that I wanted for Kiri.
Cool.
Lovely. Sounds good. And I believe we're gonna close it out with. But before we do, we got one final question for you, and it is the El Clasico question. Lore, if you were not your team's MVP, who would it be and why?
I'm gonna have to give it to Greg. He's who I thought it would be. The Winston was a little bit shaky at times, but his Orisa gameplay was just so good on the maps we won. And I really do think that was a big reason we were able to win the maps we did. Is just he was able to walk in and create so much value and so much space for the rest of the team. It was insane.
Alrighty.
It's a very good response.
Well,
Greg was definitely putting in a lot of work, but I believe they were only on one roll, so you lose a bit of the flair points for that.
True. Alrighty. Thank you very much, Laura. We'll let you go celebrate with your team. Congratulations again for 3-2 victory, and we hope to see you here again soon.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Well, an excellent match, Corey, if I do say so myself. You got any final words before we close it off?
I'm excited to scrim against you in about 5 minutes.
I was gonna say that too, to be honest. Good luck in scrim.
Yeah, you too.
Cool. Bye bye.